But for now, let's focus on our first one, elimination match between Fluffy Dreamland and Team Z. Last time they played one another was an official in July 31st, so it's been a hot minute, you know. It was a 3-0, not a complete stomp. Fluffy Dreamland won that bout. What have we learned about this team so far in the playoffs?
You know, from my perspective, it's been Haven and Chime who have really shined, and it's a meta where they've been able to find a lot of success with Haven on the hard hit scan and Chime, you know, filling out wherever the team needs. The May in particular looked like a real strength for them. And I think this style of comp is actually pretty good right now. Even without Juno in, there's quite a few maps where teams are running this May, Ramatra, and, you know, maybe scrimming a bit of Juno, playing that comp we see in EMEA and feeling, hey, we can make this work even without the Juno. As well, of course, Winston seeing a lot more play in NA on these vertical maps, which is something Fluffy Dreamland are really confident on as well with Chime's Tracer.
Yeah, like this was the map specifically that Chime popped off. Like on the Echo, ended up switching to Tracer later on. It was just a slaughter. Like Green Fortnite, they did manage to get it quite far, but man, Fluffy Dreamland looks so sick. They did take a loss to TSM in the upper bracket, but you kind of expect that. But I'm ready for a little salty run here. If time to send them knocking down TSM, maybe we see a rematch.
We're always here for a salty run back through the lower brackets. Now, they do have to go past Team Z. Peace and Excal, definitely two explosive players from yesterday that stood out. Generally, of course, we know this team already quite a bit. The former Unk Inc. roster with a few changes to the roster. But how have they performed thus far? Have they exceeded expectations or met them?
To still be alive, you're happy. Right? Like, not be the first teams going home, and you know, if you can win this match, I think you're really going to be feeling pretty good about the tournament overall for Team Z. I mean, Excal, Peace, and Painkiller, when they came together on the Junker Queen comp with Peace's Genji, or here on Kings Row with Peace's Pharah, really able to get a lot done. Excal flexing beautifully onto this Sojourn. Len, as well, to me, was impressive on the Brig and played a lot of Lucio in the series based on the team's comps, but had good moments on the Brig. So if you go to those on a Brig maps, you can feel confident in the backline as well. I think this is actually a pretty evenly matched series. Maybe I'd give it's hard to say, actually, who I give the edge to. I think this is pretty much 50-50.
Well, let's see. The community completely disagrees with you. No 50-50s. It's the logo, man. It's the Fluffy logo.
It is an insane logo.
That is true. That is true. The fan support is going to go crazy. It's like the Hangzhou Spark vibes, you know, like cute and cuddly, but we're actually secretly deadly.
I mean, imagine that logo as like a holo sticker. Just saying, that making bank. There we go, merch idea. Also, of course, another thing that sells a lot of stickers and jerseys and all the good stuff is victories. And they are bound to happen. Let's get the show going. Let's get our first match of the NA region on its merry way.
Let's go. I am ready. Yesterday, Jake, it was a long day. It was a long one. Everybody, and Zoe especially, putting in the hours, putting in the work. It was a ridiculous one. But day number 2 here in the playoffs. Here's the map pool on your screen. We'll see if Fluffy Dreamland has done their homework, because Team Z, especially on that push map, which will be played guaranteed in this series, Aruna Sapi, 144 meter completion. Like, disgusting amount of progress. They looked dominant on that Queen comp.
Yeah, the Queen Genji Sojourn, such an explosive comp, right? Played in previous Overwatch League playoff seasons. But, you know, finding presence here on a few maps, it is going to be NQS. So dodging it for now, but you know, I think it's an interesting map pool. There's a lot of these like you know, 2 close range maps picked relatively by Team Z. Fluffy Dreamland going for a little bit more range with the New Queen Street and Circuit Royale maps 3 and 5. Seems like they maybe have a preference for making this about the hit scan duel. Which could make sense for them based on, you know, how well they've done protecting Haven as that core backliner and just holding a strong front line with on a Brig. I mean, in general, I think Fluffy Dreamland have done great with their ultimate economy in a lot of games I've watched. It's just been impressive. They're holding on to ultimates for the fights that aren't really important strategically, and they're winning the fights that really count at the end of checkpoints. They're making those holds with the good old bank. So see if they can continue to pull that out against Team Z.
Yeah, I think a good example of that was that Paradiso game versus Green Fortnite.
Yeah.
So cognizant of how they want to use their ults and their win conditions too, where Green Fortnite was throwing a lot of ults in to try and win fights. Green Fortnite winning them, but then Fluffy Dreamland, like, okay, that's fine. Use 4. We can use 2 here, and then we have 3 for the next, and then we just kind of take over the game. So look what comps they're going to run, though. As we go to Control Center, a lot more Orisa recently, and do I spot one of my favorite heroes of all time? The Torb. The Torb. Haven Chime on Torb May, of all things.
This is a really bad matchup for Fluffy Dreamland, though. If they can win this fight, it'd be super impressive. Pharah is going to be basically free, trying to run down an Orisa. Is separated, though.
Yeah, that's been separated and actually just, moved into that server room. Painkiller instantly taken out. And you see Xcal basically doing no damage in that fight. Only 17% towards that ult already. Nice little wall. Actually traps the Kiriko between the wall and the actual ice wall itself. Would have been nice to get him on the other side of it to get a free kill, but they will suffice for the point. As Pharah once again trying to take an off angle, you can see Peace just trying to chunk people down, but it's actually Xcal that goes down first. Wow.
Yeah, the comp with much less poke is getting all the poke first kill. They're playing it really well right now, and these, one by one pickoffs are starting to add up. Team Z is kind of falling apart here. Xcal's gonna make the swap over to the Hanzo, maybe a little bit more spam against the Tor, but I'm not sure the comp's your issue. You're just kind of getting run down at the start of these engagements. Need a more clinical approach, but another pick. I mean, they're kind of falling apart already, Jack.
My goat, double kill with the Torv, back-to-back pickoffs. I love it. Xcal over to the Hanzo now. Not so great at taking down Torv, to be fair. Decent at spam though, just chunky Orisa forcing cooldowns, of course. As server control is going to be the name of the game here for Team Z. Going to be running into a window of sound barrier and maybe even a blizzard too. They're going to have to be careful just flooding out here. You can see Proto kind of setting up for it, but Len's already dead. In fact, made that 2 kills. Time of the double on the Mei. Easy wall, easy kills, and an easy team wipe in their near future, I would imagine. Only 1 ult required. Team Z. Jake, seemingly no answers for Fluffy Dreamland's comp. They're just getting rolled.
They are being owned. There's no other word for that. This is a destruction. And that might have been the first kill of the round for Team Z. I think it was. And going into the spawn with a big spin.
Insult to injury. A nice little rocket barrage though, and a return Orisa ultimate just to make sure Astro pays for the sins of trying to touch that spawn door. Haven also ends up falling over, but Fluffy Dreamland, they still have, what, 3 ults for this next fight? And they've almost got 99%.
I don't mind the BAP in general in this matchup, but it's going to be scary because Chime has Blizzard, right? So you're taking away that crucial cleanse. Sure, you could beat the Blizzard, but I guess you're going to have to just be careful and not get frozen because really, no one's going to survive a full duration Blizzard, especially with a classic fire and ice combo from Haven and Chime.
Exa, get out of there! Oh, it's too late.
They traded though.
Use Proto on the rotation though, so decent trade. And with Haven going down too, Fluffy Dreamland, not sure how long they're going to want to stay in this fight, but they've already made their rotation. You can see Astro on the high ground. Good spear, but it's instantly eaten. Good heads-up plate there from the Orisa. Looks like Painkiller wants a little bit more of this smoke, though. He's got the spear in a couple of seconds, yeah. Does land the stun, but that's about it. Looks like Team Z are going to be happy with the small little rotation, although
Peace didn't get the memo. Peace is they're going for it.
No, they're good. Astro is going to get body blocked. Sound barrier comes in though. Boops on the horizon. Oh, nice double boop. Oh my word. Grapes gets the boop on the Hanbei, and Astro gets a nice little spear kill. Double boop off the map. Environmentals on control center. You love to see it.
Oh man, we're having a fight outside.
Another boop. Oh, Grapes gets another. A double kill for Grapes. Sound barrier comes in as the Molten Core's put on the point. Len speared into that wall. Forced to use the sound barrier too. Peter's got the barrage in a couple of seconds, but OT is swiftly tickling down. And the Torb kill, there was 1. We needed at least 1 turret kill in this map, and we got it right at the very end. Fluffy Dreamland.
It has
with a rather unconventional comp. Take the first round.
It has been a while since I've seen a full-on team fight on the edge of the map on Control Center. It's a classic, actually. And I think, that spear by Orisa was huge, right? With the tank changes and not being booped so far, 1 boop is not enough to get them off, but boop into the spear is like the finishing blow there on the enemy Orisa. That's a huge fight by Grapes and Astro, holding it down outside. I feel Team Z, if they had been a little bit more decisive and maybe instantly run at that Orisa before the spawners came up, maybe they actually could have killed her out there, but the split focus, Peace goes for it and then is dying, so everyone else has to come for it. It just looks so awkward and uncoordinated. And on the other side, Fluffy Dreamland, well, I mean, when they move together, and it looks like a huge strength for them here, especially on a game type like Control.
Okay, sadly no Torb though. This is so sad. Can we get a like? We're going over to Ash now, the more boring hero, if you ask me. Peace is going to jump into the Echo, so a lot more dive from the Team Z. Oh, I mean,
my goodness, Chime with the
body shot on the chart. Okay, and you're off the edge, and you're done. Nice little teleport away though from Hanbei, but
it's tricky.
They might end up going down.
Moves.
Tricky and slippery moves, but yeah, just icicle at the very end.
man, you know, Chime and Haven, the poke is just so oppressive from this comp, right? It's a style that has a decent poke, but man, it just really takes it to the next level when your Mei is hitting these headshots. You would think a hero like Echo would get a lot of free reign here, could get out to the edge of the map and fight off the enemy Mei, but if Chime just hits those shots, sometimes Mei turns the tables in those long-range engagements.
Oh my God. Gets him on the cross.
This is mental damage at this point. This is a very sad round of COD. You're just dying to picks every fight. You're not even getting the team fights for Team Z. They're gonna make the swap over to a full rush commitment, but can they make it to point without dropping a player? I mean, that's the real question.
There are 3 forms of damage: physical, mental, and then emotional. It's starting to get very emotional for Team Z right now, not even being able to do anything. Nice little dynamite painkillers, 1 HP. Oh, and Chime just lands another headshot. Okay. Reset, guys, quick. Reset, guys, come on now. They end up using the window, spotting Astro trying to make a move, but that is an unbelievable Blizzard. There is no surviving. Sent straight back to the Ice Age. Meet your cousins in the Woolly Mammoths. Unfortunate there. As Team Z, they get wiped again, and Dreamland are chilling. They got 4 ults for the next fight.
All right, Fluffy Dreamland are turbo running through them. I don't know why I thought this would be close. This is like there's no way to, if you bring the series back after map 1, after this, I would be shocked. Team Z, they are getting just rolled in smoke. Every time they walk up, somebody is getting a kill. It's just the death match from Fluffy Dreamland. They're not even needing to execute as a team because their individuals are basically ending fights before they start.
Do not get picked challenge. There's the Bob. And the Arista Rot as well. Terror Surge is pretty big. Len hits the sound barrier just in time though, but a later beat coming through for Fluffy Dreamland. And they are just standing head and shoulders above Team Z right now. This is not close. This is the round, and Jake, I think this is the map, mate. They don't even touch OT. Yep, there it is. Fluffy Dreamland with just an unbelievable start. They were like, you guys were on broadcast for too long yesterday, so we're going to give you a little break here. We're going to speed run this one. It's all chilling. Well,
that might be one of the fastest controls I've seen. You know, the 100-0, and not only 100. I mean, the point was not touched on the second round. Like, I don't think they touched it in the first fight. I don't think at any point that Team Z was even able to contest the objective. That is unreal. That's unheard of.
Hey, reminded me of a little San Francisco Shock Vegas Eternal vibes, you know what I'm saying? Look, it happens, okay? How'd you mentally reset, Jake? Seriously, though. King's Row, next map. It's your choice, too, this time. It was your choice.
Yeah, you're going to your map pick. Is that enough? I mean, you know, I think when it's a close map, you're like, they beat us, but that's their map pick. You know, they got that strategic edge. They prepped this one.
Yeah.
When you get just blown out of the water like that, that's not because of the strat or the map. That is individual outplay. I mean,
look at this top play.
They came to play.
Ooh.
Haven and Chime just, I mean, we talk a lot about DPS, but this is genuinely a map in which half the time the supports of the tank haven't started the fight yet and the DPS have already got a kill.
It's just too easy for you. I love those games, I'm going to be honest.
Multiple ults in your own spawn, something has gone awry. This is not a normal scenario.
Oh, here's the clutch beat from Graves. I mean, this was sick. Nice little boop off there. Luckily, Len gets away, obviously being the Lucio, but the spear to kill the Orisa. Oh, it was really over before it started. That's so unlucky.
It's kind of wild. Like this Mei Torp comp, I would think Farah should be really good against the Mei Torp.
Right, yeah.
But a Painkiller just gets caught in a small room where Torb and Mei can really get their work done. And Control Center was a great example of Fluffy Dreamland. Like they know the edge their comp has and they play to the win con. And on the other side, I just can't say the same, right? Painkiller got caught in a small room when he has these poking DPS who want to play long range, who want to have an extended poking trade. And so they're just split and separated. Little celebratory jump into the lily pond there for Chime, and you know, I can't blame him. That was a shellacking. That's my special favorite word for the day that I'm gonna
shellacking. Wait, what does it mean?
It's like you haven't heard that, surely? It's like
I think I've heard it maybe
epic
once.
Proportions. Like
a shellacking.
A shellac.
A smackdown.
Yeah, a smackdown.
Shellac.
Devastation.
Okay.
What's your favorite word for a one-sided match, Jack?
Getting dumpstered. Just absolutely.
That's a classic. That's like I feel like that's a gamer classic.
That's like a Halo 3 classic right there. You're screaming that in comms for sure. When you four shot somebody else, when you four shot and you're two shot, you know, you hit the beat. They've already hit you twice, and then you just turn around for the four shot. You're like, oh, dumpstered, kid. Yeah. Luckily, there were no global comms in Halo back in the day. Otherwise, it would have got even more toxic. Kings Row up next. Imagine if there were global comms in Overwatch at the very end. Imagine this. At the very end of the match, it's like everybody's comms like come on, like as a whole lobby.
Low key, that would go crazy. That would be fun.
You can smack talk the enemy team.
Like during the play of the game, you know, that would
you go owned. Yeah, during the play of the game, yeah. You get owned. That would be sick. People would not join voice.
How do you
People don't join voice
up,
now.
though, as Team Z? Maybe you can just play a full dive comm. You can say, okay, we lost the rush matchup, and we can go to dive. And if you think about it, the rest of the series, I mean, there's Serve also a pretty solid rush map, but the rest of the series is pretty much you could force dive on easily Kings Row and New Queen Street, and then Circuit. You could play poke. You know, you could keep the meta away from this rush style where Fluffy Dreamland just look really solid when they're so grouped up. I mean, the scary thing is that I think they're also really good at the Winston comp. So I'm not sure you're going to get a free lunch getting away from the rush, but clearly you don't want that smoke on the Lucio mirror when it comes to what we just saw on Lijiang Tower. You got to be staying away from that for the rest of the series if you're Team C.
They had a decent game, Team Z, yesterday against Shikigami. They played Kings Row. They didn't end up capping all 3 points. They didn't even let Shikigami get second. So you are feeling confident coming into this. They ended up losing their hybrid map against Citrus the other day. That was in the first round of the upper bracket. We'll see if Kings Row's the big difference, but again, you can just run this Mei style if you want, if you're Fluffy Dreamland. I mean, we've seen what Chime can play, which is pretty much everything. Haven, kind of the same, although you just stick them on Ashe and then they just dominate. So yeah, I don't know, man. This is looking real tough for Team Z right now. Especially after the first round. Look, Control is sometimes a fraudulent game mode. That did not look fraudulent at all. That was
yeah. There's small margins you can explain away with excuses, but I mean, right now, I almost called them Chaven. Chime and Haven are
that's good. That's a good duo name.
Chaven, is that are we at that era where we have to begin making the celebrity couple duo name?
Chaven, yeah, that sounds good.
But they're just played really well. They're going to be hot. They're going to be feeling themselves. And so honestly, if I'm going into Kings Row, Fluffy Dreamland, hey, what do you guys feel like? What are you playing? What are you feeling like you want to play on Kings Row? Just play confident, play your comfort zone. I think you can probably get pretty far ahead in this match just off that confidence and pace that they brought on Lijiang. And then, you know, strategically, sure, you could adapt if there's any problems thrown your way. But for now, this looks like a one-sided romp for Fluffy Dreamland.
Make sure you sign up for Season 3 of the FACEIT League as well. Link down there, fce.gg/S3. Signups close October 2nd, which is not too far away, to be fair. Only a couple of weeks. So, yeah, make sure you get your sign up going and grab some friends. It's always a good time. Don't have to complete the Master Division. Don't worry. You can complete in other divisions too. Maybe a little bit more around your skill level so you don't just run up against Fluffy Dreamland and Chime, walling your spawn off over and over and over again. All right, Kings Row, the next map. On the books, it's Team Z's pick as well, so we'll see if they can kind of bounce back. Although we'll have to see what Fluffy Dreamland want to bring to the table, because if they just have Chime on the Mei again and Haven on the Ashe, yeah, I'm not sure I put a lot of eggs in Team Z's basket.
Yeah, Fluffy Dreamland, Grapes and Proto have been so stable across many styles. Like we saw Grapes on the Lucio, which looks super comfortable with a bunch of like sick highlight plays on Lijiang Tower. But then also has like a very stable main support backline when they play this Brigana look, and Proto gets to shine, I think, a little bit more in that style, showing what he can do, connecting those nades to the backline and finding the dives in. Team Z gonna go with this Pharah that was successful for them last time they played Kings Row, right? Pieces Pharah was really solid here. But can you recover and like just play to your own potential after what we just saw? And, you know, I think the choice to not run a hard hit scan, it's risky, right? It's risky. This worked against an Echo, but will it work against Haven's Ashe?
I really like waiting here as the Widowmaker.
Yeah, the delayed jump peek.
Delayed jump peek. What's that gun doing? God, that has been in the game forever.
Actually,
so funny.
This is OG. This is like since day one.
Bug. I mean, look at that as well. Len is holding shield.
Yeah, it's good. It's good by Len, like the third person
peek, the 3P peek. Nice stuff. All right, Chime back on the Tracer. Another big pick. We saw Chime on the other day, and actually Haven on the Sombra. Something we don't see Haven play a lot at all.
Tough map for Sombra Tracer, right? It's hard to get to these high grounds, you know, without getting punished and dying. Haven's looking for something, but this is, to me, could be awkward for them. They're forcing point though. Maybe that creates an opportunity.
Yeah, I think that was one opening there for Haven. Just hacking at that Pharah out of the skies, and then a nice little jump from Astro might have been resulting in a kill. Although, Haven gets a little bag as well. Okay, spotted your son.
All right, Peace. Still got confidence. Still got, I like that. That's what I like to see, right? You took a tough map 1, but you're still out there to you know, drop the bags, let them know how you feel about it.
I'm naded. Help me. Astro's out of there, luckily. No tick awarded either. Oh, good kill on Grapes too. Okay, Peace still feeling it.
Nice.
Although that's a good sleep into the nade. Painkiller hasn't had a chance to build up to another suit. Although Body Blaster wins 9 times out of 10. Len with the backup of the Brig as well. And they're not going to go down either. This is a free remake for Peace, for Painkiller. My word, Fluffy Dreamland had that point in the bag if they could actually kill the baby diva there.
Yeah, Sombra not working out so far. I think this is a kind of a questionable spot to play Sombra. Okay, yeah, they are going to go over to the Ashe. I think this will maybe force Team Z to be a little bit more aggressive, right? Force them to make a play, and now Fluffy Dreamland can be in their comfort zone and just defend the Ashe, create space for Haven to work a pick. And nade come in, beautiful block though by Grapes.
Oh, Xcal, I'm sure was hoping they earned the pulse bomb there. Haven't got a recall anymore, so let's play a little bit more safe, especially with Haven on the Ashe. Checkmark coming in. There it is, 33% already. Nano onto the Pharah. Barrage available too. 1 rocket landed, but beautiful sleep. But Prota naded in the back line. Pulse bomb connects to Haven as well. Xcal taking over the game with the triple. Even with Chime getting the pulse onto Peace, not going to matter. The hold is going to be there. 1:30 as well on the clock still, Jake. Fluffy Dreamland only a single tick. This is Team Z just really showing up to their map pick.
Genji, you know, I don't mind the Genji on King's Row first, you know, it's just Tracer sometimes struggles to connect to the high ground, and Genji doesn't have that problem, right? So we'll see if he can maybe contest this backline, put some pressure on him. Is worried about that flank coming in from Xcal, who is waiting in the wings here to go on the backline.
All right, they're about to get another one too. They're just letting these go for free. Waiting for the perfect time to engage. Rally available in 10% from Grapes, and Proto's got that nano boost, so can apply to the Brig if they really need it. Looks like a dash and a deflect as, oh, Chime just takes X out to the cleaners there. Nice little right click to the dome. Here comes the rally. Chime is in a little bit of trouble though. Yeah, just completely isolated alone on the point. Up on the high ground, sorry. That rally from Lens looking great, but dives down, goes super low, tries to get the shield bash stun onto Grapes, but unsuccessfully does it. As Fluffy Dreamland eventually get the payloads moving. 3 minutes into the time bank, even losing Astro there, not the worst. Even can't quite see the Tracer there either. Sad stuff. Don't get any crazy sacked.
Yeah, Peace and Xcal staying alive here. It's going to be a little bit nice. Maybe make it just a little bit more awkward for Haven to take all the map control. Painkiller back as well. No, conked in. Maybe they can catch him. Oh, God, saves are there.
Nah, you got the Brig. You're chilling. They've already used thrusters as well to get around the corner.
Even with the Bob now, I mean, this is going to be a difficult fight. Maybe this Nano Pharah, though, one more time. I think if he just doesn't barrage, just kind of flies around, Nano Pharah can get a ton done in this type of a fight, especially with D.Va and Tracer following up.
Yeah, nano boost available. Nano Pharah straight into the back line. No barrage, doesn't need it though. Little one tap on to Prota. There you go, the fight is as quick. Oh, I mean, sure. Sure, nice. Why not, Peace?
It's really needing it. Like, it was actually crucial because, you know, like that Brig, it takes a few more seconds to kill her without the barrage. Suddenly that Winston Tracer get a few more picks. But this baby, I mean, this is going to be a major liability. If they don't give him any spam, Fluffy Dreamland should just be able to start the fight by insta-killing the pilot D.Va. Very awkward situation for Team Z. Like, do you even want to fight without your D.Va, or maybe just try and stall it out?
Oh, there you go. A couple of nice headshots there. That will get them back. There it is. Remake comes in. Don't lose too much here. A little bit of space around this corner, but they're still vibing. Fluffy Dreamland with 3 ults, 2 coming in. This pulse bomb from Xcal is going to have to go huge. Ideally goes on to Haven again. See if her Painkiller can set up some space. Looks like he's going to have to get to the back line. This bomb has been deployed. Hanbei as well, succumbing to the primal rage from Astro, just separating the supports, even stealing that mega health back away as well to sustain himself in the fight. With only a minute and 20 seconds to go too, this fight isn't exactly decisive here, although Peace is completely caught out. Nice right click from the Winston, ends up missing. Peace, get out of there. He might be able to, he's been super tricky about it. But no, Chime around the side streets, picks up the Pharah. And a minute to go with Team Z not looking like they want to recontest.
Yeah, and Astro's going in deep, wants to chase these spawners out. Maybe a little bit risky, but even if he dies for this, should be still getting the cap secured. And Astro just held so much aggro in that team fight. Not only killing the Ana with the Primal, but also just keeping the team's attention on him for minutes. And I mean, that just makes all the space in the world for the backline of Fluffy Dreamland to just kind of clear the map, take all the control they want. And yeah, Astro's Primal chime with the follow-up. I mean, just fantastic dive. This Winston Ana break is starting to really work out beautifully on King's Row.
Nanabu's onto Haven. We saw this a lot yesterday, Jake. I mean, if you're hitting the shots on the Ashe as well, you can just be absolutely devastating to the front line of Team Zeds. Painkiller almost desuited there as Chime sadly whiffs the pulse bomb. 2 minutes to go, still 2 ults in the bank for Fluffy Dreamland, but they're running into a rally and Nano and a self-destruct and a barrage from Team Zed. Up until battle, that's to be said.
Team Z do have a great chance to stabilize if they can get the ultimate connections here. Nice sleep though. By Proto, gets him the control in space.
There's the Nano Boost. Perfect time now on the Nano Boost piece, almost going down. Barrage available, insta-killing Proto. No chance to react. Not a chance to react at the best of times. And a nice direct 2 onto Chime. 1 tapping that Tracer. All right, they're gonna hold.
Yeah, the Pharah definitely an off-meta pick here, but Peace showing that the comfort is really valuable, right? They're executing every time the Nano comes to them. They're really consistently getting value, opening up the fight. And running the Diva means, you know, you're not so worried about not nanoing the tank. For Fluffy Dreamland, they have a little bit more of a difficult decision to make, as now, see if Astro can do it again with the Primal. It's going to be so tough coming up against Lens Rally.
I mean, there's almost no way this gets any effect. Ideally, you get the rallying brig, right? You get them off the map or something, but good luck. It's just not happening. With the amount of heal and close quarters damage.
And even Peace, like, you know, put those rockets in on Winston, message jumps up. Conk as well.
Good onto Graves. Oh, this is a reset.
Fight over, yeah.
Yeah, Astro ideally just jumps off the map here.
Yeah.
He's gonna try and get out.
Everyone's gonna die. Oh.
They're gonna try and get out. All right. You end up getting a pick at least, but Peace is so close to the bat.
It's far, right? The new Pharah comes out of spawn so quick. Like, she's one of the fastest rollouts in the game. Even just flying with your gas makes you move a little bit faster. So, yeah, no issues for Team Z. And Fluffy Dreamland, see if they can run the gauntlet here, as they have very little time to get to this card.
Yeah, Nano Barrage is coming up as well for Team Z.
Yeah, Hanbei is like farming this out. We can see the Nano Pharah just initiate the fight right now. Fluffy Dreamland really have no map control.
Nice cow on the high ground there, peppering away Astro. Another nice nade. Still has that primal rage though. There you go, ends up ripping it. X-Cow just transitioning to different high grounds, but a good sleep, a good bash too. This Winston's in trouble. Ends up trying to get X-Cow off the high ground, but it's not to be. Nano Barrage hits, and it lands. Grape's dead without the shield back from Len. Beast is still going in as well with 2 HP. Does a considerable amount of damage to Proto. This is where this fight is going to end. This payload is slowly but surely making a halt. There it is. I mean, the Bob's on point, sure, but yeah, the Diva could just tank it and eat it. It's all good. Even a nice little boop there, just to make sure Fluffy Dreamland can't get the regroup. And what was an extremely good defense from Team Z on first. They ended up transitioning very well and stopping Fluffy Dreamland getting a full completion.
Yeah, something I noticed yesterday for Team Z was that like Len looked a lot more solid on the brig, and maybe this style with Len and Hanbei able to play, they're maybe a little bit more comfortable characters for them. They're having a ton of impact in these team fights, right? The nanos to Peace and Len able to stabilize these situations. Fluffy Dreamland was much less effective here in the Winston dive mirror, showing that, okay, Team Z has a comp matchup where they can really take it to them. They can make this competitive. Still, you got to close out, right? Like, this is a setup where you should be maybe 80% favored to win for Team Z, like 75. Yeah. It's a really solid defense. But this is the type of map, if you let this slip away, you know, this is the mental damage that can continue. And to be honest, Fluffy Dreamland should have a much easier time on defense. The real challenge is the attack typically. But then again, if you keep running this Astro Winston, I'm a little worried for them. I think up against Nano Pharah, I really would love to see a Diva swap come out just to make that Nano Pharah much less effective. Like, you can imagine, you know, just Nano Pharah comes in, she goes for a barrage, and the whole thing can just be mitigated, makes it very comfortable for Proto to find the sleep dart. But the choice to run Winston, you're giving Peace that option. You're putting a lot of confidence in Proto to hit those sleeps.
Well, Peace is rocking out with the Widowmaker for the time being. Probably just going to go for a jump shot. We'll see what their plan is. Let's go for a quick Team Z listen-in.
No, let's just play what we practice, I think. We're good at this.
Brig, they know I'm here.
Where's Maki?
Okay, send it to me, Maki. I'm sending it to me. You guys go?
Yeah. Hold on. Alright. Okay, I can go. 3, 2, 1. I missed.
Okay,
yeah.
Oh, man. Fuck, bro. The fucking Ashe swung on me.
Alright, just get out then.
Bring it back.
I gotta remember that.
Brick's up too.
You need to live.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Way far.
I'm booked on high.
Where's Monkey at? I'm not gonna Monkey's still up right. I
can't even go in mid.
They have an A.
You're just literally going backline right now. I can't clear this guy out.
Yeah, you go backline in 3, 2, you wanna sing it backline? They're out. Monkey's
Monkey.
I got you in one piece.
I'm okay. Oh, I don't have Mega in here.
I can pack you, Excel.
Fair bottom.
Heal me on it.
Yeah.
I can take the touch
They're
point. I
both
want to touch point.
They're looking for nades.
Oh, break one.
Forcing point, just chill.
I'm just fucking flying it open. Fuck.
I'm close to that. Fine. We go back on with that, okay?
Yeah, you're walking me.
And yeah, Peace kind of recognizing their own mistakes there, Jay. A couple of times, like, oh, the Ash swung on me. Oh, I've been caught out in the open. I'm just flying there for no reason, you know? Like, yeah, really recognizing why he's going down.
If they can keep a cool head though, right? Like this is the timing. You've got Nano and it's been farmed very quickly because your team's been taking so much damage. This is an opportunity for Peace to change the script here.
Nano straight into the back line, spots the Ash. Nice little coach gun though. Ash just slips away. Eventually, Xcal is there for the cleanup, but they end up trading Len. A good little bash there as the Nano fades away as Peace gets out of there with 30 HP and a kill under his belt. Fluffy Dreamland, not exactly a cool, calm, and collected defense as Painkiller ends up killing both the Pharah and the Winston. And that was only Proto to try.
Proto's holding it down solo. Yeah, too little.
But
too
it's
late,
a back off here. 2 minutes to go, and the point should be capped here.
Option for retake though, I think. Nano Primal available. Chime with Barrage. I think Fluffy Dreamland are very likely to go for this if they see the openings. Yeah, Chime setting up maybe to get in there for a Barrage. It's gonna be a last second touch.
It is indeed. There is the barrage, though, from Peace. Nice Matrix as well. But Chime is going to do him one better. Ends up caking out Harmbay, but a pulse bomb from Xcal in the back. Graveshaven dead. That's the point secure, you'd imagine. Although Chime is still finding names and numbers here. They see if they can actually get back into this one. 1 minute and 30 seconds to go. A nice little double pack there onto Xcal to keep the Tracer up. And Chime is going to struggle to actually get into this fight. He's got the conk back up and ready as Astro gets on there. Just stalling for additional time. And with this Primal Rage and the rally from Graves, this is very doable on the defense.
Yeah, Astro's gonna go for it here, ripping the Primal. Graves dropping low, but like you said, does have that rally. Team Z need to be patient and play out this long stalled fight.
Yeah, they do indeed. There you go. It's regressed now all the way back to 66%. Astro dueling out with Xcal, forces the recall. So Xcal a little bit more vulnerable, but rally spot from both sides as a hotel advance was initiated there by Team Z, but they quickly transitioned onto the point. Lem pretty low, getting a lot of damage swung towards him. That dynamite over the top of the shield, aided in the kill there. They do end up trading as the backline falls for Team Z. Their offense now completely disintegrating as Fluffy Dreamland holding it down.
Team Z, if they can collect themselves though, they have the ultimates to make this work. Another Nano Pharah. Fluffy Dreamland have no ultimates to answer, but a pick could be devastating. Xcal's got to be careful. Haven is on one today.
Nano boost available still though. The dynamite is not good. Needs some immediate assistance. Nano barrage not available, but Peace don't need it. Haven already dead. Turns his sights towards the brig. Graves getting booped in by Painkiller. Astro still ends up going for these big trades. Same with Chime, but they don't get back to the point in time. Again, another scrappy fight, Jake, as both Pharahs directing each other and sending each other to the grave there.
That was a nice little direct conk as well from Peace onto the Winston. I think Astro was jumping back to the point and got directed with the conk, so you couldn't make the touch. And it starts the cart moving just a little bit earlier. And Team Z, I think this is very losable, but still, right, if they can get a decent roll through the streets phase, they should be in a great spot. Fluffy Dreamland have this Nano Pharah combo of their own coming online, but up against the D.Va, it's a much more questionable proposition. Do you even want to nano the Pharah? Maybe nanoing Ash defensively or just nanoing the Winston could be a safer choice.
Horse one for Xcal, hiding out in the bar right now. Yeah, they know he's there. And a boost on Proto 2. Easy setup, they've done it time and time again, just nano the Pharah. Nice nade. Oh, better stick though. Perfect stuff. Opens that one up. Graves had no chance to even save the brig. Not against a triple blink tracer. And there you go, second point. He's gonna get pushed. Ideally get out here is Astro. Yeah, it looks like a full retreat here from Fluffy Dreamland, so they're gonna get another chance.
Yeah, they have to. They have no choice. They, wisely, they've held on to these ultimates. This is what we praised them for in the past. They've been very stable, and they put themselves in a spot where you have 5 ults to retake second, and this is a classic way to win King's Row, is make the hold on second, and then it's very hard for the attackers. Their spawn is so far away. Peace really needs to make magic happen with the Nano Barrage this fight, or the game could quickly slip through their fingers.
I mean, it's such a nice spot to use it, though, to be fair. You can hide on this high ground, this choke. Well, there it is. The barrage does land. Only a couple of rockets flung towards the backline there. Doesn't actually find all too much. Sleep going a little bit wide. Excal is chilling in the backline, just harassing the support. Unbait and Len end up falling to both Astro and Chime with 40 seconds to go as well. Fluffy Dreamland's defense are looking good, and Excal is in an odd spot. He's in a spawn of Fluffy Dreamland right now, and they know it.
Should be potentially hard to chase down. I mean, he is a tracer at the end of the day. We'll see if they can get this kill, but they're spending a lot of time on this. I mean, if he stays alive and his team can get back to the fight, yeah, they're giving up the chase already, and Team Z probably gave up quite a bit of space sending their DPS back like that. Real opportunity for Team Z, but still lots of ults. Fluffy Dreamland have the supports.
Nanoboos
alive.
Onto Peace. Rockets are thrown in, and there is the defense crumbling. Excal eventually makes his way into the fight because everybody was looking at Peace that entire time, trying to mitigate that Pharah nano damage. And in OT, they're going to be able to cap this second point. Now they're only going to get 1 minute and 30 to try and push towards this blue box of victory. Excal staying alive there, Jake, was just absolutely superb. Perfect play from him.
Yeah, Fluffy Dreamland had a big ult disadvantage, so maybe they wanted to take the gamble of like, we can try and sneak this kill before the fight, but Excal dances too well, and Peace is just, when he gets the nano, is just very consistent on the Pharah, like lights out performance every time, and that's what you need really from a Pharah in this role, where a ton of pressure on them to perform, to be consistent, and can they actually deliver every time you give them that nano boost? Astro over to the Diva is going to make that much more difficult.
Shield stick was dropped to the floor, Grape stays alive. And this high ground control is going to be very important now for both teams to kind of fight over. Don't want Peace a free angle to spam into the backline. Same could be said for Chime.
Needs some heroics
clock, though.
Ults for Fluffy Dreamland. They need to find an opening kill here, or Team Z is going to open again with this Nano Pharah, and I have to be worried for them based on the history of the game so far.
Man, Peace is just dominating Haven, just perma-booping him off of high ground. Nano Diva, a pretty scary affair here now for the backline, but a perfect sleep. But that nade in the back is so good. Hits Grapes and Haven, and there's an easy follow-up there for the Tracer. Self-destruct still available for Painkiller too, as he just blasts himself on the point. Fluffy Dreamland, no ults to be had, apart from this barrage, but getting it past the Diva at the best of times is quite difficult, although they're focusing down this mech pretty well. Within 10 seconds to go and only 1.73 meters as well, is his Team Z just staring down the barrel of victory here, but they still need to get past this Pharah.
Fluffy Dreamland have bridged the gap, and a pick by Chime. They've got all their ultimates online. That could be the dinner bell run.
Oh, as well, Peace dashes to the backline, try and get a barrage kill, but Chime with 2 bonks, 2 directs on both DPS has just saved Fluffy Dreamland the game as they end up claiming a match point on King's Row. It's Chime time, baby.
No, Team Z was in control for so much of that match, but Fluffy Dreamland, you know, they've just shown a real stability as a team, right? Like, not only they come out to a huge lead, they snowball Lijiang, they destroy that map. And then King's Row is a much more contested, difficult map, but they still keep calm. They make the adaptations. In the end, I think that Diva coming out at the end for Astro was just what they needed. Just, it mitigates the Nano Pharah so effectively. They have to nano the Diva because they just don't even think that the Nano Pharah can get it done anymore. And then the Diva actually just chases the Pharah down and kills her. So I think that comp adaptation was exactly what the doctor ordered. And then it's just a team that they're so consistent holding those ultimates for the crucial fights. They've been really patient with their ultimates, and something you don't always see, I think, for teams, you know, in a high pressure scenario, trying to make their name. It's easy to like, oh, let's just use all our ults and ensure we win a fight. But you don't see that from Fluffy Dreamland. They're very stable. If the fight's not looking so good, they won't go for risky clutches. They wait to close out the game with consistent stability, and I gotta praise them for that.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what we picked up on yesterday, was just how consistent they are with their ults and when we want to use them, how many we want to use. Really nice stuff. And Jake, map number 1 was a little rough, I'd say, for Team Z. A little bit of emotional damage, psychic damage, if you will. Now we're going into map 2, and you get held on 3rd just before where you got that box. I mean, how are you feeling really if you're Team Z right now? Now you're going on to, again, another map pick of Fluffy Dreamland.
You know, I think there's fuel for the copium tanks. You know, you can be like,
okay,
it was really close on King's Row, but like honestly, with Astro playing Winston, like for most of King's Row, I think that's, I don't want to say a throw, but it's the wrong hero. Like against this, like they're spamming Nano Pharah over and over. That's their only play. You just go Diva and eat the Nano Pharah. And I think once you make that swap, this comp is going to be much harder to make work for Peace. As good as he looks on the Pharah, just inherently going to be so much harder with a D.Va chasing you around all day. And so, honestly, for Team Z, I'm worried. It's like, what other punch do they have left? They did look really good on the Sojourn Genji Queen. Maybe that's the next layer of switch up that you could bring. You know, put more confidence and peace on these flex DPS to snowball the game, and on a hero that's harder to counter with just a swap like D.Va.
I mean, it is pretty doable. New Queen Street, which is the map up next, could see the Sojourn come out. That's what they ended up playing yesterday to quite good effect. Exhale looked pretty suave and sophisticated on that pick, I must say. We're going to jump to a quick break, though. Don't go anywhere. Final map potentially here for Fluffy Dreamland and Team Z. We'll see you in a bit. Welcome back. Fluffy Dreamland with quite... Well, I would say emotional for them, but I think it's more emotional for Team Z right now. A dominant performance on Lishang Tower. King's Row as well, the mental breaker. New Queen Street coming up, Jake. They couldn't quite deal with the D.Va. It was an OT push, to be fair, and it was definitely chime time. I mean, this looks like a 3-0, I think, but, you know, Team Z, they can come out with something a little bit different here. Maybe jump on that Queen comp that we talked about earlier.
Yeah, you know, I think that's another option in their bag of tricks. New Queen Street is a decent map for it, but could be awkward. You could find yourself at long range. I do think it matches up decently against Fluffy Dreamland, with Astro showing a clear preference for Winston. But also Astro, you know, has the flex. So if it goes up against Queen, I'll very likely see a swap here. And what I'm also worried about is really Haven, right? It's going to have an open season potentially on this map. And oh my, are they going to bring it out, Jack? Just for you, they're going to play the Torb. I'm down. I know.
Torb with the Orisa.
You're never not down for the Torb.
I know, it's great, man. You know what's a better day?
Jack is the #1 Torb fan.
When you have the summons comp. When you have the Torb and the Alari, and maybe even a little Sim as well. The summons, they got summon TPs. Yeah, the builders, exactly. And they're doing it as well. Haven's doing another Torb. I love it, man. With this Orisa comp, they got a Proto on the Kiriko, Chime on the Tracer. Oh, and they're running into a full dive.
Uncontested on Echo in this comp.
Yes.
But it can be deceptively hard to find kills against a lot of these characters. Oh yeah, look at him go. He's
hammer in the turret. You love to see it. My Torb player. Oh, it's dead. Oh, it's dead. You know what's crazy as well? The Lucio buff kind of rolls Torb's turret too.
Oh yeah.
Lucio's so good at taking down Torb turret now. It's so sad.
The Torb is looking mighty silly here as Team Z kind of have all the space on the map and they're just pushing the cart. Fluffy Dreamland have to do something, but they're just not threatening enough on this high ground without a core head scan.
One of the Cheetos will hit eventually. It will hit someone's head and they will die, hopefully.
You're manifesting it.
I'm manifesting. Oh, he's dead. Okay, well, the Torb's dead.
I will bet you $100 he swaps Torb.
$100. Let's have a look. I'm waiting for it.
You didn't say yes or no yet.
Oh, there it is.
I was hoping to take your lunch money there, but
absolutely. $100 lunch. What am I, Johnny? Jeez, $100.
Have some hamoni Berico for lunch on Jack. Not today though. He didn't take the bet wisely. Haven comes out on the Ashe, but not an easy. I mean, a big lead right for Team Z. It's not very straightforward necessarily. And over to the Sombra. Ooh, I'm not a huge enjoyer of the Sombra against the D.Va. Maybe if Fluffy Dreamland can make this high pace work, but D.Va is just dealing so well with all of their aggression, and now Peace is the Orisa.
Oh yeah, Peace on the dupe on the Orisa. That's a free Terror Surge if I ever did see one. Grabs everybody in. Nice little Suzu though, stopping that initial damage coming through, but that soundbite from Grapes quickly fading away. Wait, and another one. What? Oh, not quite. That would have been funny. Nice little laser beam though to kill Grapes. This is the turnaround you wanted to see if you're a Team Z fan. I know that a lot of the chat were in the Fluffy Dreamland camp, and I'm not too surprised after those first couple of maps, but this is going to be checkpoint here for Team Z. 0 meters on the board for Fluffy Dreamland.
I don't mind that beat at all from Len, right? Secures the fight, keeps people alive, is going to get them more snowball progress. And Fluffy Dreamland are going to continue the swap into a full Winston comp. Now this makes a lot more sense to me, right? This has like, you got the Brig, you got better answers to this D.Va. But in trying to fight it out for so long, you've given up a pretty huge lead. So Team Z, with a major strategic edge on the map, we'll see if this comp swap can do it. I do think this is a much better matchup for Fluffy Dreamland, right? I think this Ana Brig, the Winston as well, are going to be able to move through the map pretty confidently due to the lack of anti-heal from Team Z.
Chime now trying to traverse to this high ground, but has got a D.Va in his way. All good though. I mean, with the Sombra too, just the threat of the hack might be too much for Painkin to even stay here. Here comes the dive. Astro planting down that bubble as it looks like Team Z are going to rotate to that payload, and Chime's already found an avenue to get in there. Shot the tree there a couple of times, but all good. Got the aim back on track. Lucio in
It's
a
a
little
scary
bit of
support
trouble.
duo to fight though, right? They can
He's
turn on
fighting
you.
it. Chime does not care. Maybe he should have done a little bit. Painkiller with a nice kill, but the bot has been stolen right under the feet of Team Z.
Oh, Astro trades onto Excal as well. Could be decent. Painkiller without much HP. Fluffy Dreamland fighting really well, and Tracer's gonna be back soon.
Yeah, Peace going super low. Luckily got some healing offered her there, but now Haven's got this EMP. Perfect place to use it as well on the streets. Looking for that Lucio. EMP. Oh, he whiffs!
no.
Oh, no!
Oy vey.
Oh, dear.
Happy
Well,
Winston from Peace. So good against the
there.
Rally Brig.
yeah, Rally Break dead. Prota's gone. All right. Well, that's fight over. And a sad look on Haven's face. No player cams, unfortunately, but I wish we had them.
Dear,
at
no,
that moment.
you are there. There's only like a surprise Pikachu in that moment. He I love it. He stood still for a moment.
Yeah, he knew.
Like, oh
He knew. He was
crap. Like he had
okay.
a moment of just pain.
Okay. Okay, no play.
And that's a painful one, right? Rally and EMP are two of your best ultimates, and you just lost the fight and are giving up more progress to Team Z, who can now beat aggressively should they so desire.
Yeah, both one in the hands of Excal as well to take care of a Brig or an Ana. Oh, what a stick that one's a piece. Looked like he hit the wall there for a second, but a nice connection. This mech going pretty low as well on Painkiller's side. Still, though, you're happy for Team Z right now. Just getting that pulse bomb out, although it's more of a throwaway ultimate more than anything.
Oh,
But still
Primal as
getting
well?
80 meters. Yeah, Primal Rage, okay. You still got checkpoint as well, so a quick regroup here as the wave spawns come in pretty clutch.
I'm not mad at this at all. Team Z, I think they did a great job strategically, right? Like giving up the fight after the pulse connection comes in, getting the primal out as well. Now you've got sound barrier for potential nano, and you can pretty easily overwhelm. See if Peace can connect to this backline though. The Ana Brig really do need to die. Like the Tracer, Winston, Summer are just gonna kite around forever, you know, dance with you all day. But the Ana Brig are the ones who do need to be caught at some point by this Lucio style.
Okay, Haven. Now you're going to hit an EMP
they're in.
for us in a moment.
Oh, nice nano on the Brig.
Yeah, Brig nanoed. Oh, that's a lot of damage. Oh, to survive though, got a little bit of armor left as well. A couple of packs thrown out. Noble packs left, sadly. 37 HP left on the shield. Want to make sure you can save that. Always want to save at least 1 HP so you can use the bash to get away. If it breaks, you're in Frowny Town. Haven in very Frowny Town. Just ends up dying to Hanbei. They're taking the bot, Jake, but with no checkpoint here, Fluffy Dreamland, this game is slipping away from them. They got EMP for this next fight though.
They got some pretty solid progress though, right? Like with that super aggressive dive onto the backline, I think someone was just pushing the bot the whole time. So, you know, their road to making the comeback, I think, has been shortened significantly by that fight. In the end, the nano on the Brig, the durability of that really was super valuable. It bought all the time for Chaim and Hyven.
Here we go.
Help me.
Here we go. Surely. Oh, they know. EMP.
You won't miss that one.
Woo.
Okay, so they got
2 EMPs, 2 hacks. We won't count how many we got last
on average.
On average,
EMP.
there you go. Oh, nice little virus connection there onto Len too. Now Haven just trying to farm the backline. Hanbei ends up going down. Nice little manual hack there onto the Diva 2. Should be a free win here, and the payload has been pushing this whole time, Jake. So this is Team Z losing a lot of progress here. Forward spawns are going to get lost, so Painkiller, Hanbei, and Len will not get those forwards.
Oh, the cheeky pills hack, so Excal can't eat it. That's so sad.
I love that Sombra, I will be real. I'm a silly hero specialist at the best of times, Jake. Sombra's one of them. If I get too mad at the tank player.
Love the Winston swap from Painkiller, right? It's going to be a lot easier to put damage down through that Brig shield.
Whole spawn in the hands of Chime. Okay, now is a full reset, full fight. If they win this fight, though, in the mid, I mean, Fluffy Dreamland, they get massive progress. Duplication to start this one off, though. Double Winston dive for Team Z. Looking at the backline, but they're standing tall here, standing strong. Graves and Prota just getting into that mini health pack room and now out-rotating the duplicated Echo. Is Astro on the other side of the map, rips the Primal Rage. Len out of the fight. That means Team Z's beat is nowhere to be found. And he's going to take the skies, too. A double kill for the Winston. Almost a triple, but there's the backline finally crumbling. Grace and Prota met their demise at the hands of Painkiller, dishing out some mean medicine. 2.5 minutes to go. This fight a little bit scrappy, Jake, but Fluffy Dreamland still might be able to get a couple of meters off this.
Yeah, you'd love to clean this up, but it seems like it's not really decisive one way or the other, which Team Z, being in the lead, are going to be pretty happy with, right? They're going to get a decent regroup here. But big ultimates for Fluffy Dreamland. This is the big fight for Team Z to navigate. Even if they lose and give up the checkpoint, they just need to kind of retain some strength in this ultimate economy game, drain Fluffy Dreamland of their resources.
Oh, do they know? Yes, they do. Nice little triple blink there on to that health pack. Keeping themselves alive. EMP available. Oh, he hits it. Oh, Sound Barrier comes in just in time, though. Perfect from Len. Harmy's going to be able to stay up, swift step away, but the bot is still moving far away from Team Zeds. That rush is going to give them some decent firepower in that small room. A connection with the pulse bomb onto the Winston, but they can't actually execute the kill, at least not initially there, as the Suzu came in just in time. It's a really good fight for Fluffy Dreamland, though. They deploy that nano. They're going to take control of the bot, and it's been constantly on their side of the map in which they need to push. Checkpoint unlocked. This gap, this lead that Team Z had a little bit earlier on is slowly dwindling away. With only 1:30 to go, though, they're still playing on a knife's edge.
Yeah, hanging on to the lead is the name of the game here, but 1:30 on the clock is pretty painful, right? We're gonna probably see another cycle of that EMP from Haven, opportunity for redemption as far as getting a big game-winning EMP, and Team Z would love to sort of put the bot on the other side of the map and put the pressure back onto Fluffy Dreamland, but ever since these comp swaps came out, the Ana Brig has been dominating. Grapes and Proto with fantastic rotations and proving just too difficult to pick off by these dives.
It's their series lives and their tournament lives as well, hanging in the balance of this next 60 seconds. Well, the Primal Rage has been ripped already from Astro. Does end up booping away the Echo. At least someone actually forces the duplication. Now he's got his sights set on the back line. The Kiriko, not sure they're going to survive all too long, but I think Peace and Hanbei have done enough damage already. This rally useless now to Fluffy Dreamland as Peace with a copied Primal Rage boop scrapes away from Prota. Astro also succumbing to Excal. And with only 30 seconds to go, Jake, one fight remaining here for Fluffy Dreamland.
Yeah, it's a big fight. Painkiller gonna primal, but Excal's already down. There's gonna be damage lacking in this dive. Yeah, Painkiller just has to try and run away, but he can't quite get out the window. The tides are really turning against Team Z after what looked like a great start to the engagement off of Peace's copied Winston into the primal. And now Fluffy Dreamland, 80% to EMP. Nano Boost essentially online here. I mean, they have all the tools they could need. Team Z need a clutch. They need a hero. Len, 23% to the sound barrier, but it feels miles away.
OT hitting. Prota knows the advantages that they've got. You can just play in this small little room here. This pulse bomb from Excal is going to have to be the game-winning pulse. They're going to have to hit the back line, but it's already been checked by Chime, holding this mini health pack room. There's the rush, used actually pretty early. This might be a good time for Haven to use EMP. It lands as well. Painkiller and Peace in a whole lot of trouble. Same with Len, who instantly gets eliminated. 4% towards that beach as well. An Ana Boost onto the Tracer, but Peace and Excal have already come up with kills. And there is Painkiller separating the heals from the backline. Fluffy Dreamland support didn't have a good line of sight on the fronts. They're going to keep themselves alive in this series. That EMP not hitting an A. You don't need the beat. We just got the Winston in the front line, Painkiller doing a whole lot of work there, and they keep themselves in it.
Jack, I got to give you a cold hard truth right now. You know, I don't want to say this, but it's just that as a friend, they lost because they played Torb.
No. No, surely not.
Definitively.
It was only for the first two
Factually.
fights, Jake. No, it was only for the first two fights.
Yeah,
They
which
lost
they
80
gave
meters
up
off the first two fights.
95% of the progress that the other team made in the map.
Okay, maybe the Torb wasn't a good idea.
But it was funny
little
and
cut.
silly and epic. And so, you know what? I'm a supporter.
Funny, silly, and epic. It's
Team Z-
perfect. That's Overwatch.
Now they're going to another map pick for them, the Suravasa. And most teams, I wouldn't suggest this, but with what they've played so far, Peace on the Flora could come out here, right? Like, I think this is actually a pretty solid Flora map. The style that Team Z ran, they barely lost King's Row, but maybe they want to run it back. Another option could be the JQ style. So I think they've got good options, good looks to potentially force a game 5. Fluffy Dreamland, they're in the driver's seat the whole series, right? But starting to potentially slip away from them after a map loss.
Man, I'm so glad the first highlight there was Haven whiffing the EMP.
Oh, it was hard to watch. He's, you know, it's a classic. Oh, I'm ready. EMP 3, 2. Oh, crap. Sorry, my bad.
Anyway, guys, my bad. Anyway, the next target, please call target. Thank you. Highlights coming through here. Yeah, I mean, Suravasa would make a lot of sense, honestly, to run out on the Farah again, or even the Echo, to be fair. Pieces, duplications on the Winstons, doing a whole lot of work for them. That EMP was huge too. I mean, man, that was really the fight winner, because they removed Len instantly. As soon as you remove Len, like, they haven't got beat. Surely that's a win, and you're thinking it if you're Haven, but yeah, unfortunate. Team Z coming back quite strong. Get the map pack now. It is Suravasa. What do you think we're going to see from Fluffy Dreamland here?
You know, I think they have different options. I don't really want to see the Winston just because I think what Team Z like to play the most, whether it's the Queen or this like Diva Pharah style. As good as the Winston is in general, I think it's just not a great matchup for him into those comps. So maybe a Rush style, right? Like something built around a Ramatra or an Orisa, even a Diva, and just playing that faster tempo. It is Flashpoint at the end of the day, right? So, you know, on New Queen Street, people can like run away from you all day and they can like slow play you into your Tor. But maybe if you do want to run maybe an Ashe instead of a Torb, but a Rush style nonetheless. Chimes May has been lights out every time he brings it out. I think that could be a big strength here. Yeah. Sure, also a little bit more difficult though than New Junk City to make that work.
Yeah, the May, there's not as many choke points. There are a few like small ones you can use the wall on, but not as good. And then it also feels like, well, you're rolling the bones just to kind of get the flashpoints that are good for the May after the first one. So yeah, maybe May isn't the pick, although Chimes Tracer, it's been looking pretty clean, so maybe just jump on that. We'll have to wait and see if they want to go fast or if they want to take it a little bit more slowly. There is the map set for you. Guaranteed at least this map. Maybe we see some circuit as well. That would be a good time. I haven't had too many map number 5s. I mean, lower bracket, I mean, Vice Green Fortnite went to map 5. Citrus Nation and Team Z did go to map number 5 in that upper bracket game that Team Z ended up losing. And they did go to Surabasa as well, and it was actually a loss for Team Z on that map. 3-1 fashion as well against Citrus Nation. We'll see if they can turn the tables here.
You can't learn anything from looking at a team's results against Citrus Nation. It's just a different game that's being played against the Wrecking Ball. So we'll see what they can do in a more conventional matchup. As I don't think Fluffy Dreamland are going to play Wrecking Ball. If they did, that would be cool as hell, Jack, to use the parlance of our times. But I don't suspect the ball will come out here.
We're so back to Surabasa. Every single time. It's crazy. I've mentioned it before on broadcast, but this is like transitioned into the Japanese broadcast as well, where they show the pigeons on Surabasa.
It's spreading. Their pigeons
it's
are spreading.
Crazy. Like, how has this happened? It's gone from the NA broadcast and the EU broadcast to the Japanese broadcast and a little bit of the Korean broadcast too.
It's a global phenomenon. Fluffy Dreamland going to roll out with the comp that they basically destroyed Lijiang Tower with, which I can't really criticize. And the Queen, I think, while it can work, right, if you can find these knives onto basically anyone but May and Orisa, then they'll almost certainly die. Same for Genji, getting the connections to those backline. But it can be hard, right? The May and the Orisa are such a devastating front line. It can be hard to move past them and get on top of those backliners, especially if Haven can put down that damage.
See what pieces Genji could do. Did look pretty decent actually last time we saw him on it.
Oh, they're getting in there.
They want to force that Ashe to use that coach gun, force that block from the May, and then hopefully find an execution kill. But it's actually Xcal that goes down first. Oh. Xcal versus Haven, the Ashe versus the Soj. I know who I've got my money on. Surely Peace isn't gonna kill. No, there you go. Nice cap by Fluffy Dreamland starts off.
Yeah, I think everything really has to come together super well for Team Z. Like, this is a comp that, okay, can be explosive, but an opener like that, oh wait, but it costs Painkiller their life.
Yeah.
Do Team Z want to scrap this out? Feels hard with no tank.
Yeah, it's probably not against the Orisa. You're just gonna get CC'd to death.
Yeah, Orisa, the golden god, is gonna run down everyone on your team.
Thank goodness we're not in Orisa meta again, because that was pain. Absolutely.
Are you sure? I mean, I've seen a lot of Orisa.
There are, but we're not. It's not perma the same comp, to be fair.
That's true. That's true. It's flexibility. It's flexibility.
There's flexibility here.
Haven just on that high ground. He's like, come deal with me. It's so annoying, right? As Genji, if you go on this, you're probably not getting a kill, and he's gonna drop. Into the backline though is Peace.
Yeah, they got Lamp already, but there's the window. Peace already dead. Everybody's ticking away. You see that disruptor shot doing a fair bit of work. Still though, playing around the window is going to be good for some additional damage. Chime just getting surrounded now by the Lucio. He's got block available still. Ooh, as it falling over. I'm surprised he didn't use the block, but maybe not expecting all that damage. A late rush coming through from Hanbei. It's going to at least help Painkiller get some damage in. The Rampage does end up landing after that beat fades away. They're still going to want to fight this, but the Orisa Golden God still spins the spears and is unkillable. A good spear as well to connect with Painkiller as they went for the Carnage swing to get some health back. And that is just Orisa being Orisa. A Blade coming in, a nice deflect kill actually onto Astro. The Blade pulled at the last final moment as the beat lands from Lane, keeping Peace alive in this fight. Somehow Chime has made their way back into this one as well with the Blizzard. I mean, maybe they want to use it or save it for the next. Seems like a go next angle here for Fluffy Dreamland. They're pretty good at saving the rolls to the best of times, and that was definitely what they wanted to do. Team Z in quite a scrappy brawl, end up capping that point.
Although it's expensive, you know, I think keeping this point going is ultimately going to be good for Team Z. Like, I don't see Fluffy Dreamland winning this next fight without ulting, and still opportunity for that overclock to come online. Oh, the deflect. Don't be that was sick from Peace.
So nice. You know exactly what the Orisa wants to do there too.
Exactly,
so
you're right. That actually just got read like a bedtime story. Can you do with Bob, though? This is going to be a tough spot.
Oh, Bob's in. Yeah, Painkiller's going to have a little bit of a rough time. Same with XCal, just getting rolled by the Bob, but it's actually Pro to that false first. Okay, nice little flank. I mean, XCal's just a distraction tactic right now for Len and Peace to do dirty things to your backline. There's Len with yet another kill. There you go, yeah, they're not going to live to tell the tale, Jake. 75% on the board, too. This might just be Team Z taking this first point.
Haven's going to go to the sim, though. I think this signals that they want to try to take a contest, but I think you're right. This is going to be very desperate. It's going to be very forced. Yeah, maybe they're not going to actually do that. They are. Did they see people before? Maybe they go for this? It's so difficult.
No,
okay,
no touches.
Yeah, I think that's wise. I think this would have been like a suicidal touch to point, and you would have just got wiped and fed a bunch of ults. Team Z, though, I love that distribution with Len coming with Peace on the flank, right? It does leave Painkiller out to dry just a little bit, but in the end, if you're enabling this Genji, they can start snowballing with the dash reset. Pretty much anything is worth as long as that Genji gets enabled, and I wonder if they're going to be expecting how quickly this Blade is online.
Yeah, it's hard to track compared to how much Peace is doing. Like the damage and the spam, it's kind of insane. And the fight lasted so long as well, difficult to keep track of the Genji's ult charge. Might know if he goes for some sort of a aggressive angle like he's doing now. There's the Blade, a couple of headshots with the Shurikens as the flashpoint unlocks. Rush actually just start the fight off for Team Zeds. Instant wall there by Chime, trying to separate the team. Point is instantly capped as well. Yeah, Orisa ultimate, Terror Surge is going to get thrown in. Sen Astro ridiculously no ammo for Peace either to finish off the Orisa. As it looks like Fluffy Dreamland end up throwing the Blizzard on their own team. Yeah, Peace hitting them with a question mark. I would be as well. Painkiller ends up falling over though.
Still got one.
They've got two.
just what Chime intended. The Blizzard there to tactically bait the enemy team to overextend. Still got the Mei wall, right? The wall is maybe just enough to run down that Queen in some of these situations. And Peace not able to find the window there to pull the Blade. That means that you still have this double support ultimate up for Fluffy Dreamland. It's going to be very challenging to fight into. Love to see Team Z try to bait with the Blade, get ults out and disengage, because I think it's going to be really hard to fight into the Kitsune rush.
Oh, yeah, Peace extremely low. On fire right now. They're going to completely wrap around. Fluffy Dreamland have read them though, it's all good. They're going to rotate as well. There's the pressure on the point. Double support ult, like you said, available, and they're going to use the rush first. Sound barrier from Grapes is going to get used. They still got to be wary, though. Painkiller's closing in on this ult. This Blade only used there to kill Haven. I think the fight's all done and dusted, unfortunately. Peace, you have only found war, unfortunately, and your team have suffered greatly from it.
Astro thought that was the enemy, Lucio, I think. Running over his head. He's looking around. But yeah, Team Z going to slip away, and wonder if they're going to come back in for another hero clutch attempt. I mean, not really much on the cards in terms of ultimates, just Bob, which XCal Overclock really can always make this work if he can find the connections. Oh, that's just what they needed to start the fight.
That's a huge kunai there, kill onto Chime. Painkiller's still got this ultimate as well. This rampage could be large. Everybody's kind of backing off. Peace does end up going down, though, a little bit too aggressive into the backline. But Team Z have found the flip. Now they can just kind of play around this small choke point here and wait for them to just jump on in the points. But still going to be cautious, though. Kitsune Rush is going to get used, and a quick back off here for Fluffy Dreamland. A good connection with the knife. Instantly using that ultimate, though. And where is the Suzu? Proto only using it on themselves there by the looks of it, as Haven succumbs to the bleed.
Man, that was so nice by Painkiller and Co there, right? With the rush coming out first. Now they're heavy stalling this Orisa. This is a great play. This is going to win them the control point. And I mean, Jack, they're going to be up 2-0. It feels like Fluffy Dreamland has been winning this map, but Team Z just keeps snatching the victory back. No opportunity for a final contest here due to the tank stall. And I mean, that was just fantastic. Getting the Kiriko cleanse out, and you see as soon as that goes down, he rips his Queen ult, gets absolutely everybody. And Haven going to swap over to the Cassidy, maybe feeling some of that overwhelming backline pressure. But Cassidy can really struggle against Sojourn, in especially a point like this is very open. There's not really a clear answer for XCal. Should have a pretty uncontested overclock this fight.
Yeah, really only got to worry about the wall and the spear spin, I suppose, from Astro, eating up a lot of that damage.
Ooh, the pull almost.
Good Gracie. All good though, still had the roll.
Good Gracie, I love that. Goodness gracious.
Goodness
It's a good
gracie.
Gracie.
All right, point unlocked. Excal now ideally getting a big angle. Looks like they're going to see the rotation from Astro onto the point to try and cap and use that as an opportunity to get on high ground. There's the wall like I was talking about.
Flip though.
Flip comes in. Yeah, Fluffy Dreamland. They've still got control. They put Astro on the point. Now the Blizzard could set them up for success. Sound barrier comes in super early from Grapes again. Actually forces the beat coming through from Len. They can play in this choke point too. If Team Z want to get on top of them, they can just lay down this Blizzard. It's going to be tough for them to really deal with. They're going to have to save something for it. Blade gets pulls, Peace with a 180, but instantly just a bullet through the brain as Haven standing so far away from the Genji. And even on their own rush, Team Z are just going to fall over.
This is a devastating fight. Fluffy Dreamland are right back into the match. Getting that cap before the fight began is an absolute game changer, right? Normally, you would imagine with the way this fight went, you know, if it had ended the same way, but it's 0-0 with nobody capped, I mean, you'd be feeling pretty okay with that as Team Z. But right now, Fluffy Dreamland are just cruising to what should be an easy victory on the point. Farah comes out. Interesting choice against the Cassidy, especially with High Noon. I mean, this is going to be tough for Peace. He is super comfortable on the Farah, but now see if he can make this work. Maybe the next 2 flashpoints pretty decent for Farah as well.
Yeah, they got the touch. There's the Terror Surge. Lands. Huge anti there from that Queen ult. Painkiller just does them dirty. Proto not able to save everybody with the Suzu. Probably just save themselves yet again. I mean, Queen ult at the best of times, you know, you're scared about the Suzu, but if everybody's kind of split up like that, it's really tough when it breaks down to really group up and get a large value cleanse. They get the flip once again. I mean, let's get a Fluffy Dreamland listening real quick. They're about to lose this map and potentially get taken to a map number 5.
Win this fight is like making them have a weak show. Already, but try right. Is it possible to push top? There's no defense there.
Care rush.
I'm gonna shield us. Let me shield us. Let me go
really
first.
bad, actually.
Can you go through left, Sean? Go through left. There we go.
Alright, yeah. Care spam gun.
3, 2, 1.
Christopher Fire right side. 95 bro.
Shoot the queen out.
She's walled.
Queen lock.
Once you get rush, you can push.
Close left, first, over here.
I'm rushing there because I'm gonna rush there. Are we ready? 3, 2, 1. Care man.
Carry on point.
Queen.
Secure. Fine.
Chris, no recall.
Help me.
Yeah, I'm okay, yeah. Help me.
Try one.
Carry fire left.
Bar's 1 HP left.
This one.
Either behind us or
Behind us,
right.
probably.
What do they have?
Go walk this one.
Nice.
They're gonna be.
Wanna let them in freeze.
They still bro.
Still in the comms?
Nowhere in the comms.
Not anymore.
Is Jake and Jules in your comm?
I'm gonna start
Hey guys, how
calling.
you feeling?
Push. Oh. Can you imagine?
That'd be insane.
Start saying
Alright.
help me and somebody's calling.
Yeah, help, please. That was so troll. All right, there's the Rush engage. That's Blizzard's going to make it awkward, though, to actually use. This barrage, fairly deadly from Peace, although getting chunked out a lot of the time by Haven. Sound barrier engaged there from Grapes is going to get matched by Len. That barrage straight on top of the head of Astro. Good angle as well from Peace there. Just playing it on the corner, so a lot of that impact damage landed straight on top of Astro. It was tougher for Haven to get an angle on the Farah. Good stuff. Good fight from Team Z. They're going to claim the point.
And this Tracer Farah from Excal and Peace, right? A different shell built around it based on the Queen comp rather than the Winston, but still, it's clearly a style they're very comfortable and confident on. I mean, from Haven's POV in that last fight, just felt a lot of pressure from the Farah. Really difficult for this hit scan to get in as he walks in and just eats spam from every direction. Like, look at that, conked around. Wait, hold on. Maybe you don't want to bounce this guy in. He's got hands.
Do not test Haven on the hit scan. All right, there comes the push. They see Peace in the back line. Still got to be careful, though. Peace a little bit out of position. Use those thrusters to get over this high ground, though. It's a Nemesis form, and the Annihilation just kind of ripping and roaring right now through Team Z. A nice rampage, though. Does hit Astro in the front lines. Unable to get cleansed as he was playing so far up. Painkiller trying to stay up there. Hit a couple of crazy shots. Got that adrenaline going, but eventually goes down to Grapes of all people. And Fluffy Dreamland just using that rush at the very end, just an overwhelming amount of damage and healing. They find the team kill. They get the point cap, and 30% now in building. Team Z on their last limbs as they try and regroup.
Yeah, Peace thinking about the hero pick. Gonna go with the Echo as the Diva swap as well. I love this. Now Cassidy is going to be on the menu. Should see a very aggressive dive into that backline. But Grapes close to the beat. Maybe High Noon could keep him alive just long enough. This could be a potentially challenging dive.
High Noon sped up as well.
Oh, the cleanse on base saves the team there.
Didn't end up connecting, and yeah, that cleanse was sick. Perfectly timed, and now Haven a little bit too far up in the front line, methinks. Easy kill onto Protor as well. Fluffy Dreamland with what, 80+%, Jake? It might be 90 by the time they actually end up capping, but Team Z, they're in one fight territory right now. 65 on Flashpoint is going to put Fluffy Dreamland between this point and a map number 5. Looks like they want to push a little bit early here too, get some
Desperation Sim, trying to just get back to the point a little bit quicker for the squad. That means Cassidy's going to be very late. It's kind of an awkward pick here in this scenario. See if they can get in. I mean, Team Z, great presence of mind to make this swap so late in the game. Hard for Haven to find the swap, but Diva really should be able to run over Cassidy in this spot.
Well, there's going to be a touch at the very least. Soundbarrier comes in, late to beat from Len as Chime is going for the cap here. Do Team Z end up turning around? They end up killing Haven, and there's XCal. Yes, perfectly done. Don't let the cap go through and just demolish the 5v4 in the front line. Team Z are going to take us to a map number 5. A 3-1 victory over Fluffy Dreamland on Suravasa. First map 5 today as well, Jake. Let's get it. I mean, hey, the first 2 maps, a little bit of a mental crumble, a mental breaker, but they are cool, calm, and collected going into this map number 5 in Circuit.
After Lijiang, I was ready to call it, man. I was like, I thought these teams were closely matched, but I was wrong. You got absolutely destroyed on Lijiang. But Team Z have been resilient, right? To take a brutal L like that and to strike back hard, not only making Kings Row incredibly competitive, but now winning 2 in a row, forcing a game 5 on Circuit. Haven got his confidence shaken, I think it's fair to say, in those final moments, right? With the Diva swap coming out, he's still on Cassidy, and it's just a comp that eats Cassidy for breakfast. It's so difficult for him, right? He has to get in and put damage down, and then you overstep by 1 inch, and you were getting speed boosted Diva, Kiriko, Tracer, Echo. You're getting 5-man hunted down in this fight.
Oh, that deflect from Peace was sick. This first fight as well was just...
To clutch, right? To clutch down. I mean, I don't know if I would have called, like, maybe we don't fight this, guys, but they believe in themselves, they clutch, and that, I mean, that was a huge momentum shift after it was 99-0. I mean, Fluffy Dreamland, first 2 points have an enormous lead, right? Looks like they're going to come up 2-0, and both times they get clutched on. And a huge shout out to Painkiller. I mean, we talked a lot about Peace and XCal in this Queen comp, but it is all built around the Queen, you know, and hitting these knives, hitting big connections, finding the window to slip the ult through. Sometimes even when Cleanse is still available, this is fantastic Junker Queen play from Painkiller, and I think a huge reason they're able to take Flashpoint.
Well, I mean, Junker Queen is definitely not going to be played next, Jake. I hate to break it to you, Chief. I mean, they're looking at Circuit Royale. Unless you want to go fast. Although, to be fair, actually,
I have seen that. Actually, I have seen Junker Queen, Genji into Sigma, but
we've seen it recently. different comps that are not just perma Sigma, to be fair. A lot of Rush is being played, especially in like EU. Not too much of a surprise there, but
I think Rush does definitely work on Circuit, even like the Rhine Sim May, but that one is, you know, if you're not experts, you probably don't pull that one out. It's really interesting now because I think Circuit used to be a map where it was like permanent 24/7 Sigma mirrors, and we may still see that. I mean, if anything, that's probably the most likely strat to come out.
Yeah.
But there is the opportunity to play for a fast Genji, and with how Peace has been playing, I really would love to see Peace on a Genji here, like a Sigma Brig Genji, where you have that strong poke, but there is the potential for explosiveness, right? If anybody drops low, Genji dashes into the back line and just eats, you know, farms you all up. So I think real opportunity for him to continue to shine here on map 5.
Well, map number 5 on your screen in just a moment. Just gonna give the players a couple of minutes just to rest up and regain focus as we head on in. We'll see you in a bit. Welcome back. Map number 5. You're reading that correct. I know, it's insane. After Lijiang and Kings Row, Fluffy Dreamland, it really did feel like they had it in the bag. Like I said it off stream when we were in that little break. I was like, yeah, they got this. But Team Z bouncing back. A couple of wins here. Reverse sweep on the cards. Circuit Royale up next.
You know, it's lower bracket. Anything can happen. And this is where the pressure really gets to you, right? Where you're fighting for your tournament life and you're in a game 5 scenario. I think it's fair to say Team Z have the momentum in this series, but Fluffy Dreamland have shown patience, resilience. They've been able to play smart even in a clutch scenario, even with their back against the wall. So I won't count them out just yet. And I have to say, it's a map where Haven could really shine in the hits can as they roll out with the Rhine comp. Okay, I don't hate it. I really want to see Peace, though, play a high mobility hero to put the pressure on this backline, right? Like not let them play free.
I mean, this is the comp that Seeker and the gang were running as well. Like, Seeker's Bastion looks so sick.
At all.
Yeah.
This Ryan absolutely can work. Ryan in general just has a good matchup into Sigma. However, I think the comp can also easily fall apart. Once you start getting flanked and the pressure comes in from multiple angles, the game can get really, really hard, especially for a hero like Bastion, who just doesn't really deal well with that. And Reinhardt, of course, loves when the game is all in front of him, does not like being flanked.
Yeah.
I actually love this counter pick for Fluffy Dreamland. I think this is a really good matchup for them. Just need to deal with this Mei on high ground. She'll be totally pesky. You've got to get rid of her first.
Well, they're going to try and roll out, trying to counteract the small little flank here. Oh, boy. Okay. Excal caught lacking a little bit there. But they are on the wrong side of the map currently, although Painkiller is definitely feeling some of his name right now. Oof, killed, but I mean, like you said, Jake, it's a good comp against the Bastion. I mean, Ryan does not like being flanked, doesn't like when characters are taken to the skies either. Might find another kill here in the BAP, maybe, or not quite. Ugh, yeah, that lamp saving
nice
him.
From Hanbe. Perfect.
That is the spawn hold broken.
I mean, it's the power of this comp, right? Pharah, Hanzo, like, sure, you might get a kill on somebody with a Bastion or like with a Ryan pin, but there's just so much damage coming in, and Hanzo and Pharah can both deal it from long range and unconventional angles, and that can be a real challenge as a Reinhardt trying to get in. And Ramatra as well, so durable, one of the only tanks who can really tolerate the entire duration of this Bastion form.
Yeah, that armor is pretty good. It's pretty awesome. Now they're on a bit more of a harder point here. Chime holding the statue down. Oh, is that a boop off? No, not quite. Nice little rebound there from Chime, yeah. Protecting as they make the rotation. Although this window is going to be hard. Kind of annoying to deal with. Wall in a couple of seconds though. Chime just fighting for their lives, but nice little push from a Painkiller. Sorts them out. And here comes another turret form, and now they just have to wait this one. Although saying that, Hanbe is a little bit low, ends up backing up, and Peace is taken down by Haven, but that's all they're going to get. This push from Team Z looking good, Jake. Fluffy Dreamland, they got a lot of ults. They're probably not going to swap.
Yeah, you know, I feel like you kind of committed at this point. Maybe you got to just go for it. I wouldn't mind seeing Haven just get off the Bastion, just bring out something like an Ashe, you know, and just be a little bit more stable in terms of your ability to fight back against this Pharah and Hanzo. But the Bastion ult, you know, maybe they can make magic happen. DPS ults for Team Z are super scary, though. Barrage and Dragon Strike both devastating against the grouped up style that Fluffy Dreamland is bringing.
It says there's there from Chime. It's got the Blizzards. Just throws it out. Yeah, they got like 2 ticks of damage, I think, but it has split the team off, luckily. The hammer does hit the floor, and so does Hanbe, but unfortunately, Astro had to deal with Painkiller, who is right behind him. Chime and Grapes come up with a couple of kills here. Excal booped into the line of sight of the Bastion, but this Nemesis form, this Annihilation, throwing hands right now, but it is all Chime. It's Chime time, baby. On the main.
1v5, no he cannot. Even Ramatra with the ultimate. Excal over to the Ashe himself, maybe valuing some of that dynamite over the shield, similar to that AoE value, but this is a spot where it's not so easy, I think, for Pharah, right? There's no obvious flank angle. There's no different way you can really approach from. And so this is an opportunity, especially, I think, for Proda to really stabilize with this Baptiste in the backline, keeping everybody alive. I could see the clock running down pretty bad on Team Z here if they don't find some kind of opening kill.
Still waiting for this Bastion ult. I think he's going to set up for a perfectly hidden, too. Solid snake moment. Boom, boom, boom. Doesn't do the Seeker thing where he waits on that last shot.
I mean, a speculative, making the enemy team back up for a couple seconds, about as good as you're going to get on Bastion in this matchup.
You didn't think when you saw the ult the first time that it was going to be the best ult in the game, Jake? That's crazy.
No,
that is crazy. Damn. All the speed boost in the game.
Really not good.
Well, there's the sound barrier. Maybe predicting Peace is going to go for a nice little cheeky angle. Barrage available too, straight on top of the shield of the Reinhardts. Oh, that window so clutch there from Prota. Lens sound barrier just not doing enough. Team Z, I mean, unfortunately, they're going to collapse in front of the damage coming through from the window. They're not going to get staggered here, I don't think. No, they're going to make it out alive. And we see Team Z now switching up. He's jumping over from the Pharah to the Mei.
Yeah, more of a conventional style here from Team Z as well, Fluffy Dreamland. See if they can continue to leverage this Bastion. Window aggressive.
Window. Oh, they still lose one. They still lose Excal. That's a lot of damage too. And yeah, Hanbe with no angle to heal Painkiller. I mean, Fluffy Dreamland, they're sticking on this comp, Jay, making it work, and with only 2 minutes to go, Team Z struggling to come up with answers on the second point.
The spawn hold?
Bro, they are in the spawn. They are in the spawn.
They're gonna attempt
bro.
it. It's so risky. Proto's super low. But if it works out, it's gonna pay off big time.
Oh no, don't kill him in the spawn. Chime's 1 HP. Oh, the dynamite. No. Chime is good. Blizzard thrown out. This is a messy. What is happening? Okay, Peace. You saw Peace and Painkiller kind of move up that high ground, trying to rotate on them and try and get the payload, but I mean, Peace is just left alone.
Team Z gonna go to the carry now. I'm not sure this is the answer. Another window up for Proto, about to peek super aggro.
Oh, goodbye. Oh, he's going in. Astro wants a blood. He wants to use that new mythic skin, bro. That's what he wants.
I mean, you're so pressured by this amplification matrix and the Bastion's turret form. You have to just hide in this corner, and it's super easy for Astro to punish you. Team Z, I think, coming to a comp that is actually not so good against the Rhine Bastion, right? They're really lacking damage to ever break something like the Rhine Shield, and he knows it. I mean, he's just pinning in.
He's pinning in. He might die. Okay.
A little too much.
He pinned his last pin. But, I mean, the payload has regressed quite a considerable amount, Jake. Like, there's going to be a good recontest here from Fluffy Dreamland.
There he is, but honestly, that's a pretty bad throw because I think this position where you're able to like hold this U-turn for the payload is actually the best spot for Reinhardt, and whereas like coming out at the end of second point is, I think, decidedly more difficult to make work. XCal's gonna go Tracer here. I'm not sure why, but maybe they'll be able to make it work. Dodge the Shatter, perhaps, is Painkiller with the Annihilation. I think a lot of pressure on him to get big value from the ultimate.
And this is exactly where they want to fight, right, Team Z? They want to fight in these small choke points. This Blizzard coming up at about 5%. Shadow hits the ground. It's going to get blocked. One person on their back right now. All two, in fact. Lem 1 HP. No sound barrier used anymore. That's Team Z hitting what could be the worst ultimate. That Shadow landing on the back line was really just a nail in the coffin. Moto is going to go down, though, as Painkiller finds the Annihilation kill onto the Baptiste. And Nemesis form taking care of Astro as well. They're still in this fight. Grapes and Chime need to be able to stay alive here. You can see Grapes just trying to get away. The Vortex not quite enough to save them. Proto's going to come up, and this might be the checkpoint take here as well. It is. Grape tried to get that final touch. Same with Chime, but just unable to do so. Apparently, you don't even need Lens Sound Barrier. All right, okay. Painkiller just took over the game there with that Annihilation.
Yeah, and XCal able to stay alive deep into the fight. I think, honestly, the fact that Peace React blocks the Shatter with the Cryo Freeze is critical. If he goes down there, he's almost certainly going to get pinned and finished. But instead, he's able to dance around it and just pull a lot more resources, which enables Painkiller to hit that clutch with the help of Hanbei's Kitsune Rush.
All right, now with 60 seconds to... Oh, that loose...
Oh no, the Ajax!
Oh, the Ajax as he rounded the corner. We'll pretend it didn't happen. No, we will. We'll put it in the highlights, don't worry.
It hurts. It'll be in the highlights.
Yeah, 45 seconds to go. No sound barrier. I mean, Lenap is a typical Grapes.
That is a back-breaking Ajax. You needed that. Oh, and the pulse misses. Team Z falling apart maybe here in the final moments as now they have to push into an Amp Matrix and a Blizzard. I mean, this could be really difficult. You do have Tracer, you can be a little bit tricky in terms of stalling the cart, but the position is so strong from Fluffy Dreamland. This high ground, oh man.
Oh, with the window, there's just no way. The dynamite through as well. Oh, Len, he's been cooked not once, Jake, but twice. Put in the fridge, put out again, put it in the air fryer. My guy has been cooked several times over. 5 seconds to go.
Chime?
Okay, sure. Just shatter the wall. I think he expected the wall to get dropped there, but whatever. They're going to get blocked in the doorway. The block is at least going to land on the point there, so Peace keeping this fight alive for a couple more seconds, but it's a painful couple of seconds. There you go. Point 2 is all that Team Z will get. That was not the best highlight, couple of plays there from TZ at the very end, but they still managed to get a considerable away on Circuit Royale.
That was, you needed that beat, man. They needed that beat, something fierce. They also had position, they had everything. And
we got a replay too. Hang on a second. Here we go. Oh, it's the slow-mo too. Oh, look at him go. No. I tried to be on the stairs.
Why did he do that? Everyone's full HP.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll save myself.
Oi. Don't worry, I'll save you. Everyone's like, wait, we're fine.
We're full HP, bro. Like, what?
Oh no, that's painful. And I mean, I feel Fluffy Dreamland also, you know, is feeling the pressure with like some mistakes there on second part where they could have had a hold on second, I think. And Team Z locking in a very aggressive style here. Want to go for almost certainly a spawn camp of their own with this Venture May setup. Interesting look. I mean, you really have to get to the backline to make this work, and you would probably lack damage against something like a Bastion, but a lot of chaos potential for somebody like Xcal to get to the backline. And they're sneaky. They're trying to try to rush and catch Fluffy Dreamland unawares, but this Ryan comp is pretty durable. If Proto's in a good position, I think playing fast is going to be really difficult.
You don't exactly need to play in the front line if you're the Bab. Then you have Haven on an off angle on the Widow. We'll see if Team Z show. They're playing in the little room right now. Haven looking for the grapple shot. Doesn't see it, and there is the ping. Yeah, Venture ping, and Haven jumping over to the Bastion now.
Going on Ryan, but ineffective so far.
Oh, Len! Oh, my Lucio.
Oh, it's not looking
the
good.
nade. They're in a corner. They had to use the lamp too. Oh, you're dead. Oh, Haven. Just gets a nice little triple. Can XL come up with a kill? Nope.
They cooking too hard with this. The Venture is not good against Bastion, guys. It's a problem matchup. You don't really have anything for the Bastion. No damage.
There's the swap.
The Ashe will help a bit, but you still got to be very careful. I mean, you need to bait out this turret form and successfully disengage, which is easier said than done with Chime on this May. Astro as well can look for aggressive pins with not much fear for his life, although, you know, maybe he has to be a little bit careful as we saw last round.
Look at Astro's ult charge.
Yeah, he farmed it. He put them in that corner and swung on them.
Bombed this shadow. Are they going to expect it? You'd assume so if you just hold the tab real quick. Well, actually, it's going to count the damage from last round as well. To be fair, it's a bit harder to track, I suppose, but Astro only 5% away.
That's back.
I mean, yeah. And I mean, you might as well just shatter here for the sake of it. Just guarantee yourself the point. Yeah, there it is. There's the shatter. Lamp's going to get dealt with. No Nemesis form. No nothing. No hope. No help. There's Team Z.
Yeah, the mythic hammer getting a little airtime, looking flashy. That little kill effect there on the bow.
They're crumbling. My team.
Still winnable, Jack. Second point is where you make the hold on the rush comp, right? Like, I don't care what kind of snowball you have going into it. That fight is incredibly hard on the snowball, on the U-turn. Fluffy Dreamland don't want to take it. They want to hold forwards. Wise.
It's wise as well, because they got this Blizzard. Just playing this show. Well, okay. Okay, they may pass the 5 different columns.
Ooh,
chilling.
Flips out.
They're waiting for it, though. Blizzard, both windows opened up. Oh! Proto just haloing Harmbay there. Just a nice little tri-shot to the dome. This is a tough spot for Team Z to be in. They haven't got their back now. Chime is on a really tricky angle as well, Jake. Using that wall, ends up catching off Painkiller. That's one dead Ram. And this is just slowly snowballing away.
You cannot give up second as Team Z. I mean, it looks so bad. I don't know how you're going to do it, but if this goes to third
Painkiller,
point,
no, bro,
it's as over
I
as
hate
the
to break
match
it to
has
you.
ever been.
They are giving up second point. Peace and Painkiller only just spawning. 5 minutes and 20 seconds. They don't even need to make it to last. How about this? The ult from Chime. The ult from Haven. It's a W. Sound Barrier comes in, doesn't end up hitting Painkiller. Return beats Haven, launching the cannons. High ground, the bunkers, they've been destroyed. The MG42s are laid waste to. And Team Z, I think, Jake, are going to fall over here. I mean, Astro's still holding on to the shatter. It's over. The mental breaker of a game. I'm not sure if it was Len Sound Barrier, I'm not sure what it was, but Fluffy Dreamland just demolished, and they're gonna deny the reverse sweep. Team Z go down, Fluffy Dreamland.
I love happening.
I need to be shot on serve also though. I need to be shot on serve also.
I love Reinhardt. You just be Reinhardt
My EPs were terrible.
I need to be shot for serve also. I need to go and just get shot.
Hey guys, it's Jake here. We're here for a post-game interview.
GG, man.
It's fine, guys. Good clutch.
Congrats, guys.
Really good attack. We actually won every fight.
Do you guys hear me?
For a while, we actually won the game because they played Venture May.
They trolled their turns so hard. Like,
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that.
They're listening on the winning moments.
I'm here.
Listening on the
We're
winning
here
moments.
to ask you how you feel.
Don't trade if you're gay. Don't trade if you're gay.
How was that the winning moments there for you guys?
She's so branded.
Nah, we all need to get shot, bro. Oh, bro, my serve loss was so bad.
I believe they did not hear me.
Bro, like my tracer was so
I
good,
don't
but my
think
mate
so.
was so bad. How does that make sense?
muted in their comms.
Jake is
We're
not in their
listening to
comms.
their comms, but we are not in their comms.
It's me, I'm Jake, I'm in your comms. They're just they muted you, Jake.
That's a
in the-
classic
in the
relief,
Discord.
though. You could tell they were feeling the pressure there. That was the primary emotion I was sensing in those comms. Was relief to shut down the reverse sweep and to do it in dominant fashion. Frankly, on Circuit Royale, not super close. The Bastion Ryan looked well practiced. There's a reason they brought us to that map.
Yeah,
Where
that was
did it
not
all go
close at all.
wrong? Was it the Ajax? I felt like that was the beginning of the end.
All right, well, luckily for them, they got smoked so hard on the second round that honestly, I don't think the Ajax really changed anything. Like, you could have pushed another
No,
40
it's about the
meters.
mental game.
You would have
The
lost. Like,
mental game.
they didn't have the answer in terms of that Ryan Bastion comp. I mean, that was just the ticket. Team Z did not have the answer there. And I mean, what an incredibly close series, though. Both teams fought super hard and made this a massive comeback from Team Z, despite what was a brutal map one.
Yeah, and right at the beginning, it looked like this is just going to be Fluffy Dreamland running away with it on control. They had it all figured out. It looked so very good for them. However, as we moved into map 2, that's where I started to get a little closer. I mean, Kings Row was in fact a very close match. That came down to the wire. It could have been like a few team fights here and there. At that point, it just felt like, okay, maybe don't play the Winston into that Farah ? Exclamation point. They did make that Diva switch at the very end and managed to actually win that map, but just barely so, Jack.
Yeah, super close. I mean, Chime came up large on that last fight. Like, here's the exact clip here. Just double directs both DPS. I mean, this is so unlucky. You're peeking his exhale there for like half a second, and the rocket is already flying through the air, and then another perfectly placed rocket there, predicting the movement, predicting where the barrage is going to be, donking the other one, and yeah, you just get rolled. This is a really crazy turnaround, though. Peace looked very good on the Echo. Like, the dupes from the Winstons were clinical. They were clean.
And Painkiller has also had a phenomenal game, especially on New Queen Street. My goodness, talking is hard today. But yeah, Painkiller played really well. That's the gist of it all. And quite frankly, for them to have the mental fortitude to come back and, you know, regroup, regather, and then bring it to a 5-map series, really great performance across the board from both teams.
Yeah, I think honestly, if you're Team Z, you're going to be kicking yourselves more for those early maps where, you know, I think Kings Row was obviously super winnable. Would have loved to see Li Jiang be a little bit more competitive, but they did look really solid in the back half of the series until Circuit Royale just came down like a ton of bricks on their head. I mean, strategically, Fluffy Dreamland had this one locked in. They executed this Bastion Ryan comp really effectively. A couple mistakes here and there, but I mean, those were just dwarfed by their aggressive executions, which worked incredibly well.
Had to do him like that. Oh no.
We gotta. Hey, if there's an Ajax, we gotta hit the. We gotta hit it in the replay. That was sick.
Such a good combo. Like, the fact that Astro has a solid Rhine makes it such a great combo for them. With Chimes May, he's able to, you know, be tricky, which is what you need for May in these comps. It's all about how do you cut the fight up with the walls? Are you in some annoying position that pulls a bunch of attention to yourself, allowing Bastion and Ryan to maybe push the car? And then Proto with the Baptiste windows was really dominant, had a couple opening kills, just looked like almost solo kills, just bursting people out of the air on that Baptiste. So great performance from the whole squad there in a spot where a lot of teams could crumble, right? Game 5, the reverse sweep is on the cards. It's a scary spot to be.
Yeah, Chime is getting themselves a player of the match honors. I mean,
it's Chime time.
It was Chime time all the way through. It's been phenomenal to see him really, you know, taking that next step in his career and popping off. I feel like Chime is one of those players who, through these kind of open competitions, has really put themselves on everyone's radar.
Oh, 1000%. Yeah, the May looks super clean. And the depth of hero pool too from Chime is pretty crazy. Like, playing Tracer, May, Farah, like, it just doesn't matter. Like, everything is just played to such an exceptional level. Yeah, I'm excited to see how far Fluffy Dreamland can go. I think Haven too. A bit more of a quieter day, I felt like, from Haven, where when we saw against Green Fortnite, Haven was just dominant on the hit scan, but it just doesn't matter. This team has just so many different facets to them that you can rely on Haven in one map, you can rely on Chime the other. Like, yeah, the team is so well drilled and execute a lot of comps actually to perfection. Like the Rhine is silly. They do the D.Va very well. The Winston, like I want to see how far they can really go here.
Well, we'll hopefully find out soon, as they're staying alive here in the lower bracket and are now awaiting the next opponent. It's going to be either Vice or Citrus.
Oh yeah.
Found out just in time. We actually have a quick chat now, a quick interview set up, audio only with Chime, the man of the hour. Chime, I hope you can hear us.
I can hear you just fine. Sounds great.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Perfect. Yes, we can hear you. You sound incredible. You played incredible. Let's chat. Let's talk about this. I mean, you know, it started off very dominant from Fluffy Dreamland. However, Kings Row played it close, and then Team Z, they just like started to really come back. What was going on in the comms? How did you regroup?
Honestly, well, we kind of just like, I feel like we kind of got like in our own heads. I think it was pretty much like nerves, but I think the biggest like reason it was so close there at the end was because as the series went on, we kind of got into more maps that we weren't familiar with, like New Queen Street. This might be a leak to the other teams, guys, but I don't really care. We don't really play that map ever. But also, we didn't really get like a warm-up at all because like the schedule was like accelerated. So we never even got to like play a single map in the warm-up, which definitely made it rough because we've never played versus Queen Comp like ever, not once. So yeah, it was a lot harder for us, I think, on our feet. But we ended up coming in clutch at the end with Reinhardt. Optimus Prime really saved us there.
Finally, Optimus Prime saves the day again. It's funny because we spoke about on the broadcast, like that was the comp like Seeker and everybody else were kind of running on there. Do you think that's one of the strongest comps right now on that point on that map? Because it's mainly Sigma, or it has been for like I don't know, since the map came out. Is that the go-to comp at this point?
That's the go-to comp for North America, I think. I don't know. It's just been bred into us at this point. I don't know what happened. One day, Ashex came in the VC and he was like, guys, Nightmare's playing this comp. Can we just do it too? And we're like, okay, man, like, sure, why not? Because like every match day that happens, like people just end up going Brawl. Like you never practice Brawl on that map. But like every match day, you're like, let's just go Brawl. It's not working out, let's just go Brawl. So, I mean, why not start practicing it, I guess?
And I'm curious, as far as the composition selection for you guys goes, we've seen you play a lot of different styles, from, you know, like the Ana, Brig, dives, into like the more really rush-heavy Orisa or Reinhardt style. Are you guys just comfortable across the board? I mean, we didn't see too much poke from you, but is there a style that you think is like your team's, you know, definitive look that, you know, like what do you want to bring it to when it comes to, let's say, a Game 5 scenario? Is it the Reinhardt?
Oh, I think our bread and butter is the Fire and Ice, for those who know. Anytime we can play Mei and like Orisa, like the moment we can play Mei Orisa, I think it's like perfect for us. We have a small weakness in like the double flex DPS, like the standard stuff that you see going on like in Korea, but like we definitely can like pull it out and like play just fine. I feel like it's just not our like super strong, like comfortable. A lot of people are on like Haven's on Tracer, he doesn't really play that. Ash was on D.Va, he doesn't really play that. But like we're still good at it. Like we can still play it just fine. It's just like, if we could play Orisa Mei, we want to play Orisa Mei. That's our strength, for sure.
Well, whatever looks we've seen from you and the team so far have impressed us a lot. Chime, thank you so much for joining us for a quick chat, and best of luck in your next match.
Thank you very much.